Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really socking the ball. The wall, east side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Citi Field in New York, where we begin the Mayor's Trophy Challenge for this year. As today, the best New York Yankees take on the best New York Mets. Hello, everybody, Sports Time Machine, and I'm going to bring you what I like to call my franchise baseball. And in this league, I have taken a spreadsheet and I made a formula and I made it where each team has a total cap of 8,500 to play with. And basically, I take their best season, I find their OPS for the particular year, and then I go ahead and put their particular OPS. So, this is how the New York Met team was devised and developed. Agree if you will, or disagree if you don't. What all America. That's what this world is about, is agreeing and disagreeing. But this is your Met team. Mike Piazza's 1998 season, ringing in at a 969. John Olerud's 1998 season, 998 OPS. Elgardo Alfonso's 2000 season at 967. Jose Reyes 2011 at 877. David Wright is a 962 at third OPS. Bernard Gilkey's in left, 1996, is the cheap center fielder. He's an 841. Right fielder is Darryl Strawberry, and your designated hitter is the polar bear, Pete Alonso. They came in a total of 8,487 points. For the New York Yankees that you'll be seeing today, you've seen them before. Let's go ahead and give them the team again. Thurman Munson behind the plate. He has 813. Lou Gehrig at a 1030. Willie Randolph at 836. Derek John, Greg Nettles at an 829. Then it's Babe Ruth at 1023. Mickey Mantle at 1042. Aaron Judge at 1145. And Bernie Williams at a 908. So that is your Yankee lineup. They're at 8497 total. Again, that's how I do the cap. Doing the bullpens, I use a total of 27 WAR for all the pitchers. I need to have 3 right-handeds, 2 left-handeds, and an additional 10 ends. So again, you'll see the bullpens come out and the additional players. And we'll get to the baseball field and play ball from Citi Field. On the mound for the New York Mets is Doc Gooden, 1987, 15-7, 3.21 ERA. So Bernie Williams due up the bat. And here we go. So here we go, Mayor's Trophy game. The Mets and the Yanks. So Gooden on the mound looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Bernie Williams. Going to be a base hit for Bernie Williams, who gets the job done already. Big base hit for Byrne, and the Yankees got the first base runner and brings up Lou Gehrig. So Gehrig the bat. So all 3 dice stop together, and Gehrig. And Gehrig gets a line drive right at Elgardo Alfonso, 1 away. Ballpark singles here at Citi Field are 1s and 2s. Left-handed power is 1-15. Right-handed power. Here is Aaron Judge. Gooden on the mound against Judge. The full wind-up and pitch. And Judge hits a drive to left center field. See you later. Goodbye. Home run, Aaron Judge. 2-run bomb. Yankees lead it 2-0. So Judge takes it out of here, and you can go ahead for Aaron Judge. That's right, Judge, Jury, and and the executioner 2-0. Gooden looks in the pitch to the Mick and the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to first to Olrud. He'll take it to the bag himself and gets there for the second out. And here's number 9, Greg Nettles, the third baseman. Gooden from the stretch gets the pitch. And that's going to be a line drive. That's up the middle for Nettles to the wall. That's a double for Nettles. He goes to second with 2 outs. And here's Swisher. Is that you? So Swisher gets up with 2 outs. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Swish. 1-7, a walk. Why is Swisher in the lineup? That's an interesting thing. Swisher should not be in this lineup at all. He's in as the left fielder. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Why is Swisher Ruth not in the lineup? Interesting. Wonder why the Babe did not get to start today. I guess we'll have to find out when we look ahead at the roster why Babe was not included. Guess he didn't make the trip here to Flushing for the contest. So here's Munson, but down the sign. Gooden from the stretch to Thurm. And the pitch. Fly ball to center. That is Johnson makes the catch. The side retire. 2 runs on 3 hits. 1/2 inning of play. Yankees 2 and the Mets coming up the bat. Here's Jose Reyes. He'll be followed by Gilkey and Olrud. Then Piazza, Strawberry, followed by Alonso, then Wright and Johnson. On the mound for the Yankees, Mel Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre looks in the windup and pitch. The second, Randolph makes the play and 1 away. Here's Bernard Gilkey. Gilkey, right-handed bat, starting left fielder for the Mets. Stottlemyre looks in with the windup and pitch to Gilkey. And that's going to fly ball to center. Mantle is there, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Or does he make the catch? He does, 2 outs. Here's John Olrud. So Munson puts down the sign. Stottlemyre gets it from Munson, and here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center. Mantle is there, makes the catch, and the Mets go 3 up, 3 down. We played 1. That's nothing. So now it's Derek Jeter, the batter. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden looks in, and the windup. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Reyes throws him out, and there's 1 away. Here is Willie Randolph. Randolph, the batter. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden looks in with the windup and pitch to Randolph, and that's a fly ball to center. Lance Johnson on his horse makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Here's Bernie Williams, 1 for 1, scored on Judge's home run. Piazza, full windup and pitch. And that's a line drive right out Algardo Alfonso. We go to the bottom of the second. Yanks 2, Mets nothing. Here is Mike Piazza. Gets the start today. He is the Mets starting catcher. Munson puts down the sign. Stottlemyre looks in, and the windup to Piazza. Catching behind the plate, pops it straight up. Munson's there, throws him out to Gehrig, and there's 1 away. And here's D. Strawberry, the batter, right fielder. Munson puts down this target. Stottlemyre with the windup and pitch. And that's a fly ball to center. Mantle is there, makes the catch there. Pete Alonso. Big year from Pete. 30, now is his monster 53 home run season. Munson puts down the sign. Stottlemyre with the windup and pitch. And that's a single to center for the Polar Bear. So University of Florida Polar Bear with a base hit with 2 outs. And it brings up Elgardo Alfonso. It was going back and forth. Either Jeff McNeil or Alfonso was going to get the start. But when the Mets had some points to play with, they upgraded to Elgardo here. So Munson puts down the sign pitch, and they were trying to run. So Alonso stays close to the bag. Stottlemyre from the stretch to pitch. And that's a base hit up the middle. Alonso will go to third, and the Mets got 2 on and 2 out for David Upton. 3-5 hitter. Solid ball player. Munson should be the next Met. Retired at some point. Stottlemyre from the stretch. First him, David Wright. And it's going to be a base. Alonso will score. Alfonso will go to third, and the Mets have Lance Johnson. So Johnson steps up. Stottlemyre's given up 3 hits in a row. Munson now puts the sign down. Stoudemire from the stretch. First and third, 2 outs. And David Wright got a good lead off first, but unfortunately unable to do anything with it. Stoudemire looks in. Stretch. Pitch to Lance Johnson. The fly ball is there. Makes the catch. Sire. We played 2 here at Citi Field. Yankees 2, Mets 1. We go to Gehrig. He'll be followed by Judge and Mantle here. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden looks in. Here's the pitch to Lou. And Lou, basic Gehrig. He's on board. Here's Judge. 2-run ding-dong his last time up. Piazza puts down the sign now. Gooden from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Judge. And walks him. And the Yankees got 2 on and nobody out for Mantle. This Yankee lineup loaded with thousands OPS guys with a couple mixed. That's kind of made their team the way it looks. I mean, when you have a solid franchise like this, they're able to mix numbers and make this kind of salary cap work for them. 2 on, no out. I was surprised the Met team was as effective as they were, and they could possibly be better, but I'm trying to find that right core of players. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden from the stretch. 2 on, nobody out. Pitch to Mantle. And that's a catch X. Let's see what Piazza does. He is the 4-1, and that is going to be a wild pitch on Gooden, and 2 runners will move up to scoring position. So Mantle will still bat with 2 on. Gooden from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a ground ball to second. Hit at Alonso. He'll throw to first and gets him and with the runners. So now here's Nettles, 1 for 1 with the double. Piazza sets the target. Gooden from the stretch. 2 on, 1 man out. Pitching to him. Ground ball to short. Rivers got it. He goes home, makes the tag. What a throw by Reyes. Piazza lays the tag on. And the Yankees now have first and third, 2 outs for Nick Swisher, who made a kind of surprise in this lineup today. So Swish hit. He was not supposed to be. He was not, but for some strange reason, he was outed. I guess you can say he was put out of this. So let's see if Nick Swisher, first of all, can get himself a Yankee jersey. We can get him a base hit here. So let's go to Swish. 11 years, see what he's mostly known for. We can see if we can find a good picture for Nick. There we go. And a beautiful Yankee and New York pictures of Steve's kid. It's always a on your team, somebody who can come in and get some at bats for you. So now we'll go to Nick here. We'll go ahead and get him in the ball game, play him in the player photo under batter, and then we'll get Swisher's at bat going. Nick Swisher. And there we go. That's the picture he's using now. We'll go ahead and flip-flop out to grab a new bat. He comes back out, and he is a New York Yankee. So Swisher will now hit from the left-hand side against Gooden. First and third, 2 out. Gooden from the stretch and pitch. And that's a ground ball hit at Reyes. Reyes makes the error, and the Yankees lead 3-1. Jose Reyes could not make the play. Yankees will add an extra run, and here's the captain, Thurman Munson. So Piazza looks in. Gooden from the stretch, and here's the pitch. And that's going to be a little liner, right? 1 run, Yankees strand 2. It's 3-1 Yankees. Going to the bottom of third. It's Reyes, Gilkey, and Orud. So Stoudemire working his 3rd inning of work. Munson sets the target. Stoudemire on a full windup. And that's going to be a base hit for Reyes. We know he's got speed. This could be fun sailing here. Let's see what Gilkey does. Munson sets. Stoudemire will try to keep Reyes close. He can't, and he won't go. So Stoudemire stepped off a little bit. Kept Reyes close to the bag. Here's a pitch to Gilkey. And that's gone deep to left field. That's going, gone. Goodbye. Mets tie it at 3. Bernard Gilkey hits a 2-run homer, and the Mets tie it at 3-3. So now here's Orud. Munson sets the target. Stoudemire looks in, wind up to Orud, and that's a strike him out looking. He was caught. He was caught doing some window shopping. One away. So Piazza steps up, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Stoudemire, the wind up and pitch. And that's going to be Stoudemire's card right now. And here's Strawberry, 0 for 1 so far. Munson sets the target, and Strawberry and Stoudemire from the stretch. 3-3 ball game, 1 out in the third. Strawberry struck him out, swinging 2 away. And now here's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. 1 for 1 with a run score. Munson sets the target. Stoudemire working from the stretch, pitch to him. Again, Piazza was trying to run a little bit, but Stoudemire was able to. Stoudemire stepped off and threw over. So again, Stoudemire from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be fly ball deep to right, hit at the track. And the side is retired. We played 3 here in Flushing. 3-2 Mets. Here's one of the many captains on this team, Derek Jeter, number 2. Piazza sets the target. Gooden with the windup and pitch. And that's a ground ball to short. Reyes got it, throws him out, 1 away. And here's Willie. Willie's 0 for 1. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden, the big windup and pitch. And that's a ground ball to short, hit at Reyes. 2 outs. Oh, pitcher is out. And Gooden's going to have to walk off the mound. He'll be injured. Holy cow. He might be out for the next month, they say. So new pitcher for the Mets will be Randall Myers. So the Mets dig out of their bullpen. And it will be Randy Myers coming in the 4th inning. Unless I undo this. Let's see if I can undo it. Let's undo the injury. Holy cow. So Gooden will get a new pitch to hit. Here's the pitch. And during a regular, I'll probably let that by right. Got it. He couldn't make the play. Throws it over Old Rude's head. Randolph gets the second, and Randolph's on. So it's 1 out in the 4th. Mets make their second error of the ball game. And here's Bernie Williams. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout for Bernie. 2 away. And here's Gehrig. Gehrig 1 for 2 in the ball game. Runner in scoring position. Piazza puts down the sign, and Gooden from the stretch in the pitch. And that's going to be a liner caught by Allard or Alfonso. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We're tied at 3. Elgardo Alfonso, who'll be followed by David Wright and Lance Johnson here in the bat in the 4th. Here in Flushing, tie game at 3. Maris Trophy Challenge, game 1 here at Citi Field. Munson puts down the sign. Stoudemire with the big leg kick and pitch, and that's a fly ball left field. Swish is there, makes the play, I hope, and does. 1 away. Good play by Swift for 1 with an RBI. Munson puts down the sign. Stoudemire with the big pitch and ground ball to second. Randolph in front, throws him out, and there's 2 quick outs. And here's Lance Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1 in the ball game. Munson sets the target. Stoudemire looks in and deals. And that's going to be a little liner caught by Randolph in the side. Retired. 3 up, 3 down. Go to Mets. We go to the 5th here in Flushing. It's 3-3. Go to the 5th. 3-4-0 for the Mets and 3-6. Here's Judge, 1 for 1 in the ball game and a walk. Piazza sets the target. Doc, it's Gooden with the full windup and pitch to Judge. And Judge line drive right at Reyes, 1 away. Ballpark singles go to die here at Citi Field with only 1-2 on the singles. Here's Mantle. Piazza sets the target. Gooden looks in. Good in the Mantle. What a great matchup you would have. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout looking. Caught Mantle with that curveball. And Mantle, here's Nettles, 1 for 2. Piazza looks down. Gooden with the sign. Here's the leg kick by Dr. Nettles. And he flies to right. Strawberry there. 3 up, 3 down for Gooden. We go to the 5th. 3-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Reyes, 1 for 2, will start. He'll be followed by Gilkey and Olerud. Munson puts down the sign. Stoudemire looks in. Big kick in the pitch. And that's a Ground ball to second. Randolph's got it. Goes to first, and there's 1 for 2 with the big bomb he had the last inning. That gave the Mets to tie this game at 3. Munson sets. Stottlemyre looks. The big leg kick and pitch to Gilkey. And ground ball to short. Jeter's got in front of him. Throws him out, and there's 2 away. So now here's Johnny Olerud, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Munson puts this down the sign. Stottlemyre looks in. And the kick and pitch to Olerud. Ground fly ball to center. Mantle, and we're through 5 here at Citi Field. Yankees 3, the Mets 3. 3-4-0 for the Yankees. 3-6-2 for the New York Mets. Top of the 6 here at Citi Field. It will now be Swisher, followed by Munson and Jeter. Piazza sets. Gooden looks in. Big leg kick and the pitch to Swisher. Swisher, liner, caught by Algardo Alfonso, 1 away. Here's Munson. He's an 0 for 2. Piazza sets it down, puts down looks up, and the pitch to Munson. That's a base hit to right field. Good there. Base hit for Munson. Stayed on it. Munson with Yankee base hit number 5. And here is Jeter. Jeter 0 for 2 in the ball game. Piazza puts down the sign. Gooden looks over to Gooden from the stretch. The pitch to Jeter. And that's a catch X. Let's see what happens with Piazza. Ew, he throws him out at first. Good job by Piazza keeping in front of him. Munson advances in scoring position. 2 outs. And here is Willie Randolph. In 2 outs. Piazza puts down the target and Gooden working from the stretch and the pitch to Randolph. And he does. Hits a drive to the gap, left center field, goes all the way to the wall. Randolph around second. Hayes will go to third and in there. Yankees lead it 4-3. A 2-out triple for Randolph. So now here's Bernie Williams, 1 for 3 of runs scored. Piazza sets. Gooden from the stretch. No, they're going to go to the bullpen. It's going to be Aaron Heilman. So they're going to go to one of their long guys roster because of his innings he gave the Mets. 108 innings, only 87 hits allowed. He's a right-hander, and he'll pitch to Bernie here. Here's the pitch to Bernie, and that's a strikeout. So Aaron Heilman does his job. We go to the bottom of 6. Yankees 4, Mets 3. So now here's Piazza. He'll be followed by Strawberry and Alonso. Stottlemyre looks in. Big leg kick and pitch to Mike. That's a shot to right field going the other way. Piazza will go in the second with a stand-up double. So Piazza goes the other way and puts it up against the wall. Runner on second, nobody out for Straw. Munson puts down the sign. Stottlemyre now the runner on second. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. And that's going to be a liner. Miss. No. Play by Jeter. Keeps it in front of him. Piazza holds. Throws him out of first. Got him 1 away. Good play by Jeter. Shaded him to the right and made the play. Now here's the Polar Bear. 1 for 2 with a run scored. Piazza on at second. Stottlemyre from the stretch. Pitch to Alonso. And that's a ground ball to third. Hit at Nettles. Looks at Piazza. Throws him out. Oh, he doesn't make the play. He bobbles. Throws not in time. As Alonso beats the throw, that's an E5 on Nettles. First and third, 1 out. Yankees by a run. Mets now have a chance with runners in scoring position. Algardo Alfonso to batter. 1 for 2. Yankees will play the infield back, trying for a double play. Munson goes out and talks to Stottlemyre, puts back on the tools of ignorance. He sets, puts the sign down for Stottlemyre, works from the stretch. Piazza not getting much of a lead. Alonso held on first, and here's the pitch. And Algardo or Pete having Alonso and Alfonso on the same team is murder. Up now is Fonzie, Algardo Alfonso, 1 for 2. Stottlemyre from the stretch in the pitch. And that's going to be a liner caught by Jeter. Runners hole 2 away. Oh, Stottlemyre made the pitch, and now he'll have to pitch to Captain America. David Wright, 1 for 2 with an RBI. He doesn't hit well in runners of scoring position. So this could be an interesting spot for him. Looks in, gets it, pitch to David Wright. And ground ball to second. Randolph sees it as good, throws him out, makes the play. And the Mets do not score. They strand two. We go to the seventh here at Citi Field. Yankees 4, Mets 3. 4, 6, and 1 for the Yanks, 3, 7, and 10. Here is Gehrig, 1 for 3. Aaron Heilman still out there for the Mets. Piazza puts down the something pitch to Gehrig. And that's a strikeout for Heilman. Does his job. One away, and here's Judge. Piazza puts down the sign. Heilman looks in, nods. Here's a windup and pitch and ground ball to short. Reyes has got it. Gets a good throw. Throws the first 2 outs. And now here's Mano with 2 outs. 0 for 3 in the ball game. He steps in 0 for 3. Switch. He's batting now from the left-hand side. Piazza sets the target. Heilman looks in, gets the sign, and the wind hits it at Reyes, throws him out, got him, and that does it. Let's get to the 7th inning stretch. It's Yankees 4, Mets 3. 4, 6, and 1 for the Yanks, 3, 7, and 2 for the Metropolitans. 4, 6, and 1 Yankees. Stottlemyre's gone 6, giving up 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. The Amazing, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. Good and went 5 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Heilman's good in the inning and a third. Doubles by Nettles and Piazza. Triples by Randolph. Home runs by Judge. On the 7th, Stottlemyre still out there. It will be Lance Johnson, Reyes, and Gilkey. So it'll be switch, and a right-handed batter. Munson puts down the sign. Stottlemyre, the windup to Lance Johnson. And ground ball to second. Randolph's got it in front of him, throws them out, 1 away. And here's Reyes. Reyes is 1 for 3, runs scored. Munson sets. Stottlemyre looks in. Big leg kick and the pitch. And that's a fly ball. The center. Mantle is there. Makes the catch. And there's Gilkey 1 for 3 with the bomb. He hit that bomb back, I believe, in inning number 2. Munson puts down the sign. Stottlemyre looks in, kicks, and the pitch. And that's a base hit to center field. So that'll be base hit number 8 for the Mets. Gilkey is on for Olerud. 0 for 3 in the ball game. On deck hitter is Piazza. Munson puts down the sign. Stottlemyre from the stretch. Runner on first and 1 out. Ooh, Gilkey again trying to run, but he couldn't. Stepped off and threw over. So again, keeping Stottlemyre busy. Again, working from the stretch position. Munson set, puts down the sign for him. Stottlemyre looks in, and the big leg kick. And that's a walk to Olerud, and the Mets got 2 on and 2 out for Mr. Piazza. In the 7th with 2 outs, what does Billy do? Let's see if he comes out and gets him out of here. Stottlemyre does look like he's out of this right now, but they have a strong enough bullpen, I hope. This is where the team got constructed. And they're going to go to the face of the New York Yankees, Mariano Rivera. Yes, he comes. This is the year Mariano Rivera had 108 innings out of the bullpen in 1996. 73 hits, 130 strikeouts, 1 home run given up. Was the apparent, he was the setup guy to John Wetland. So Rivera comes in as a multi-inning reliever. So the other guys they'll try to depend on. This is where this team may adjust to find a more closer. First and second 2 outs, because I love Rivera's card in the innings. Munson puts down the sign. Rivera. Munson's told to put that cutter down. Rivera looks in from the stretch. 2 on, 2 out. To Piazza. Ground ball to the Nettles, takes it to the mouth, and that is it. We played 7 in Flushing. It's 4, 6, and 1 Yanks, 3, 8, and 2 for the Mets. And we go to the 8th. Aaron Heilman still on the mound for the Mets. Pitch. Piazza puts down the sign. Heilman looks in with a windup to Nettles. And that is a liner. Oh, no. Alfonso right there and makes a stop, 1 away. And now here's Swisher. This is where they would want Ruth in this situation. but again, did not show. They're looking around and see who their options are in the outfield. That probably would be Tommy Tresh. Probably not in this situation, though. Lazari could be a guy here, too. 342. And they'll bring in Tony, push him up Lazari. He'll get the at bat here. We'll see if Lazari could do something. Piazza puts the sign down. Heilman with the windup and the pitch. And that's a base at the right field. Good job by Lazari. Now we'll see if Lazari can run a little bit as you got a +1 advantage. Holy cow. Here it is. Does he get the lead? He does, and he gets second. So Lazari steals second. He's on with one out. And Holland was very slow to the plate. Runner on second, one out for Munson. Again, the problem with the Mets here and their team and the way it's been built, they don't have another catcher. Gary Carter will probably eventually go to a Montreal Expo franchise, leaving Piazza as a sole catcher. The only really sole catcher with above 800 OPS to start. It makes it almost impossible to put someone else. You put someone else below an 800, but we've always had Lowry for any team. So again, we'll have to look because Piazza DH makes more sense defensively. But unfortunately, unless we find another catcher that just makes more sense, it makes it so difficult. Mets have not had a rich history with catchers. And unfortunately for Mike, he is their franchise. I think he belongs here with probably Campanella going to the Dodgers. So he went in as a Met in the Hall of Fame. He belongs on this team. So catch Heilman, runner on first, one out. Heilman from the stretch to Thurman and the pitch. That's a ground ball to short. Reyes keeps Lazari close, throws him out, and there's two outs. And now here's your shortstop, Derek Jeter. Jeter with two outs. Doesn't hit well in the clutch in this season. Struggles with men in scoring position. Piazza puts down the sign. Howland from the stretch in the pitch. And that's a base hit for Jeter. Gets the job done. Yankees. So Jeter comes up huge. We'll see if Jeter can run right now, and he doesn't. So Jeter tried to get the lead. Heilman trying to keep him close. Here's Randolph, 1 for 3 with the RBI triple. And the pitch. And he gets a liner caught by Reyes. We go to the bottom of the eighth inning. 5-3 Yanks. And that'll be Tommy Tresh. So Tresh will come in. Lazari scores and does the job. So that works out really well. Now Tresh, Mantle, and Judge in the outfield. Alfonso for the Mets here in the bottom of the eighth. Rivera to stay out there. Rivera looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. Fly ball to center. Mantle is there. Does he make the catch? He's in front. And he doesn't. He drops the ball. It got in his legs. They're not used to playing these double and triple deck stadiums. Mantle lost it. Strawberry gets in the second, and that's an E8. Second error of the ball game for the Yanks, and the Mets put the tying runner on just like that. And here's the forward. Rivera from the stretch. Runner on second, nobody out. Pitch to the polar bear. And that's a strikeout. No way you're hitting that. That's a cutter. One away. And here's Edgardo Alfonso. He's 1 for 3. Munson sets. Rivera from the stretch. Runner on second, one out. Pitch. And that's a fly ball to center. Mano will make this catch. He comes in, makes the catch. Strawberry holds, and there's two outs. And here's Captain America. 1 for 3 with an RBI. A little bit less than Clayton. Puts the sign down, probably wiggles the fingers for the cutter. Rivera from the stretch. Looks behind him. Strawberry gets a very good lead. Strawberry will score and anything hit it to the outfield, but he's more responsible for David Wright here. Here's the pitch. And that's going to fly ball to right, hit at Judge. Judge comes in, puts the glove up, makes the catch. And the side is retired. We head to the ninth. The Yankees lead the Mets 5-3. And this is the Mayor Trophy Challenge. Playing with my franchise franchise baseball stars. So top of the ninth, 5-8-2 Yanks, 3-8-2 for the Mets. Bernie will bat followed by Gary and Judge as Aaron Heilman looks to do a long distance relief job here. Piazza sets. Heilman looks in the Bernie, and that is going to be a drive to right. Strawberry is there, makes the catch. There's one away. Here's Gary. He's 1 for 4. Very quiet 1 for 4. Piazza sets the target. Heilman looks in, and the windup to Gary. And Gary gets a drive to the gap on his horse. He'll get it back in. Gary goes stand up with a double. Runner on second, one out for Judge. He had a big, long home run back in the first. Piazza sets. Heilman looks in from the stretch. Runner on second, one out, pitch to Judge. Fly ball to right. Strawberry is there. Does Gary try to go? He'll try to go to third, and he does. Just slides in safely. So Gehrig's on at third with 2 out. Chance for that pass ball, possible wild pitch. And now he'll pitch to Mantle. Piazza goes out and talks to Heilman. Heilman working from the stretch, looking to finish this in style. Pitch to him, and that will go far. That will go deep, and oh my, it's gone. Mickey Mantle hits a huge 2-run bomb, and the Yankees have taken a 7-3 lead. So now Nettles the batter, and that should have done it for Heilman. We'll see if they keep him out there. Heilman looks him, gets the sign. Pitch to Nettles, and that's a fly ball. Horse puts the glove up and makes the catch to side. Retired. We go to the bottom ninth inning. Yankees 7 and the Mets 3. Rivera's gone inning in the third. The Yankees will probably go out and get Mariano out of there, and they'll go to. Let's see. They'll go to Rich Monteleone here, as they're going to have some lefties coming up this time up. He'll see if he can finish things off. Monteleone season. So he was on that season. 7th thing was 93 innings. With Rivera's point value, he had to kind of work around their bullpen a little. That's where they might be looking for that really right-handed stud stopper or left-handed if they have one. Munson puts down the sign or go back to Rivera closing card. But I love the innings that the Mariano gives me. Monteleone looks into Lance Johnson and the pitch. And that's a liner caught by Randolph, one away in the ninth. Here's Jose Reyes. He's 1 for 4, the run scored. Munson looks in and the pitch to Reyes. And that's a shot to the gap. That's trouble. Mantle's not going to get it. Mantle will get it back in, and a stand-up double to Jose Reyes. So the Mets not dead yet. Runner on second, one out for Gilkey, 2 for 4, including that big 2-run homer back in the third. Munson sets the target. Monteleone from the stretch. Reyes to get a good lead off, and there's a pitch and a walk, and all of a sudden the Mets have some damage. First and second, one out for Johnny Olerud. Up and ready. Lyle, could be your closer is up in the bullpen for the Mets along with Clay Holmes. Munson sets the target. Monteleone from the stretch and the pitch. And that's going to be a liner caught by Randolph. Holy cow, makes a solid play. He was positioned perfectly, and we got 2 outs here in the ninth. Reyes at second. Gilkey at first. 2 outs in the ninth for Piazza. 2 for 4 in the ball game. Monteleone looks in. Munson sets. Monteleone gets it from the stretch. First and second, 2 out for Piazza. The ball game is over. And the New York Yankees pull off game 1 here in this Mayor's Trophy challenge by the score of 7-3. 7-10-2 for the Yanks. 3-9-2 for the Amazings. Stottlemyre goes 6 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. The hold goes to Mariano, goes an inning and a third, nothing across, while Monteleone goes 1 inning and 1 hit, while Doc Gooden goes 5 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. How many too long for him? That's why these teams will get a little help when I do design these bullpens, make sure they don't go beyond their need. But Howman goes 3 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. Again, that might be a computerized error. He probably should have been out by the ninth. 39,000 came out for this unbelievable Mariners Trophy Challenge. We'll have another one probably at the stadium or one of the old Yankee stadiums. Judge, Mano, Gilkey with home runs. Doubles by Gehrig, Nettles, Reyes, and Piazza. Triples by Randolph. Two. Mano had two. Jeter, Randolph, Gilkey had two. And David Wright. Well, folks, again, this is a franchise baseball league. Again, any questions and concerns, please leave them here. Watch the beginning from the video so I can explain how the rosters were accumulated so there's not a question of who, what, where, or who somebody is. Again, if you want somebody in a roster, then you must probably make another swap to get somebody off the roster again and keep the points at 8,500. Remember, we're going total. So if you need to put somebody else somewhere else, then you're going to have to find somebody else to fit that spot. So if you like this roster, but you have one glaring mistake, then you have to go back into history. And I want to make sure that everyone is in a uniform of their franchise, not because they were once a franchise, but they played this year as a Cardinal. No, they have to have played as their franchise, as a Met here, or as a Yankee. So, questions, concerns, I will gladly do a video, maybe look into my Excel, stuff like this if I can get it to work. Trying to do it before it didn't work great, but we'll try to look that in the future. Again, thank you so much. This is going to be a video people are going to want to look at, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Do it later on, and we'll talk to you again for more baseball. Talk to you later, and have a good rest of your night.